Okay, so here are 4 examples where we have the square of binomials. We're going to use the jingle. Square the first, square the last, multiply and double. So let's take a look at these. So square our first term. You're going to square that x, you'll get x squared. We're going to square negative y. When you square negative y, you take negative y times negative y, and we know a negative times a negative is a positive. So we're going to get positive y squared, and then we're going to multiply those two terms and double. Now be careful, that's not a y, that's a negative y. If you take x times negative y, you get negative xy. If you double negative xy, you get minus 2xy. There we go. Next one. Square the first. Square 3x. 3x squared, right? Square 3x. You get 3x squared, right? No. No, you don't. You forgot that you're squaring 3x, which is 3x times 3x. And a 3 times a 3 is not a 3. It's a what? It's a 9. So this is going to be 9x squared. Why did I do that mistake? I did that mistake because that's a very common error that people do whenever they square binomials, and there's a term that has a numerical factor with it. There's a coefficient. So a lot of times people forget to square the coefficient. So we square the first, let's square the last. Square 1, we get 1. So we have plus 1. Multiply these two. 1 times 3x is positive 3x. Double positive 3x, we'll have plus 6x. Next, we got this binomial. Square the first, square that x, x squared. Square the last, square negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. And now let's multiply and double. Multiply negative 6 times x, negative 6x, double it, minus 12x. And now to our last one. Remember what I warned you about with those numerical factors that you have, or like a coefficient of a variable term? Make sure you square the whole term. Square 2x, you'll get 4x squared. Square the last, square negative 3y, we'll get plus 9y squared. Multiply these two and double. So multiply 2 times negative 3 will be negative 6xy is what we get. Double that, we have minus 12xy as our middle term. One thing I really would like you to notice is, I don't care if the binomial has a minus or a plus. The last term is always added. The reason that is because whether you square a positive or square a negative, you're going to end up with a positive. The only time the term in the middle is negative is if it says minus. So notice, that says minus, the middle term is subtracted. That says minus, the middle term subtracted. That says minus, the middle term subtracted. This one is addition, so the middle term is added.